Good afternoon, everyone. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. This is the day the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it, regardless of what the enemy is trying to do in our lives. I am to speak on crisis of the violence in our community, and I'm going to speak from the perspective of law enforcement that is making violence a crisis in our community. Law enforcement who was sworn in to serve and protect, but yet we see over and over again on the media how they are murdering in a disproportionate rate unarmed black men in our community. My son, Alonzo Smith, was murdered by two special police officers last November 1st at the Marlboro Plaza apartment complex in Southeast DC. Residents from the Marlboro Plaza complex called 911 because they seen a man running and heard him screaming, "Help, help, they're trying to kill me." And they did kill him. Mind you, my son was unarmed. My son did not commit a crime. When DC police officers arrived on the scene, they found one of the special police officers with his entire body weight in my son's back with his knee. The other special police officer is standing on the stairway looking through my son's cell phone. When DC police asked him, "Is that his phone?" he said no, and he threw my son's phone down. My son's murder was ruled by the examiner officer as a homicide. Right now, to date, my son's case has been in the hand of the grand jury since December of last year. To date, they refuse to release the names of the special police officers that is responsible for murdering my son. What I realize is from investigating myself and doing some research on the ex parte proceeding is that the reason why a lot of these law enforcement murders we have received no indictments in because we have a systemic racist judiciary system. The ex parte proceeding is actually a proceeding where there is no defense. The special prosecuting attorney has total discretion over the evidence. And I know you all probably heard of the old saying, it is easy to convict a ham sandwich. So therefore, I say to my son's prosecuting attorney who is on this case, Gene Saxton, to do the right thing. They have enough evidence to convict the special police officers that murdered my son. My son had my son had two massive hemorrhages in his back, 2 areas of blunt force trauma. He also was chokehold. He also had massive hemorrhaging in the C2 area of his neck. They have enough evidence to convict the special police officers that murdered my son, but it's contingent upon the prosecuting attorney if they want to indict or not. They have total control over the grand jury. It's contingent upon what evidence that she submit. So if she wants an indictment, she will submit the evidence that will get an indictment. So I say right now, I charge Gene Saxton to do the right thing and convict the special police officer that murdered my son. Thank you.